this meeting to order. November 27th, 2023. In attendance, we have Randy Iser, Jane Evans-Smith, Molly Keegan, Joyce Chunglo, and myself, Amy Parsons. Any voting will be taken via roll call vote. All right. Council on Aging Director Search Committee has a recommendation for us for a new Council on Aging Director.
So Troy, do you just want to review the process and then the recommendation, and then we can introduce Nikki?
Sure, thanks, Carolyn. Sorry, let me hold my camera over here because it looks like I'm looking sideways. So we started the interview process as everything posted the position. We had quite a number of qualified candidates. We basically went through the screening process based on basic eligibility, who met the basic eligibility criteria, and then those applicants were all forwarded redacted to the selection committee members for their review and consideration and input. Through that process kind of continued on for a couple of weeks. And then the selection committee members all notified me of the candidates that they would like to, move forward with the interview process. There was an HR screen, which I did, just kind of outlining the jobs, what the, very basic information. And then really the purpose of that process was just to make sure that the candidate was still interested in understanding the roles and responsibilities. It's an on-site position, so on and so forth. And then the candidates were then moved forward to the selection committee for schedule in-person interviews. We conducted in-person interviews. And during the in-person interviews, each of the selection committee members were given evaluation sheets. I consolidated the sheets and the notes, and then presented that back. We got down to the final two candidates, which were selected for final interview. At that time, the candidates were asked to provide a written summary to kind of explore. There were some of the selection committee members wanted to understand how their writing process and procedures were, as well as their spoken presentation. So they were given basically in a 2-page kind of like a question, answer this question in 2 pages, that had some subparts to it, and come prepared with that to the final interview, as well as they were going to deliver their response to that question at the final interview, in which we had the final candidate. And then after that was done, there was a conversation with the selection committee about who they wanted to select as their final person. And before you have Michelle LaCoury, who also goes by Nikki.
Hi, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Nice to
Hello.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too. This was a long process, I will tell you. It was a very thorough process. I really enjoyed myself, though. Taught me a lot about Hadley as well. I'm looking forward to it.
So you want to tell us a little bit about
Sure.
just background and why you're excited to, or I should say, why you are interested. I'm not going to put words in your mouth about taking the
I am
position.
excited, though. I really am. I've worked in Munson for 9 years, assistant director for 5. Prior to that, I was in outreach, and I grew up around adults, older adults, and I saw the challenges. So that's where my passion was driven from. I went back to school late in life and basically started my career in 2017. So inside, I feel like I'm 20, but I know I'm not. So, it's just very exciting for me to have a voice and be able to make some continued efforts into outreach efforts for social services, transportation, nutrition, making the lines seem clearer and smoother and streamlined processes for adult stage at home. I was also on the board of the AAA board at Greater Springfield. I just resigned off of that board as well. And saw a lot of different areas where there's weaknesses that I would like to address. So, and I also understand that Hadley has a lot of volunteers. That'll be very interesting and something to work with. I think that's wonderful. And I'd like to learn how to, engage with the community, streamline some of those resources for social services, have a one-stop place where someone calls, they know where to go. That would be my first agenda, just getting to know the community. I am very excited.
Excellent. All right. Is there any other questions for Nikki?
Mhm.
All
Think
right.
you pretty well summed it up.
Yeah, I looked at your resume and it was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. I'm hoping I can start a caregivers group, once I get probably not for a year or so, but I would love to work on the dementia friendly for Hadley as well. That I worked on the working group in Munson. We are deemed dementia friendly, and due in part to having facilitated the Alzheimer's group. I'm on their website, and I've done that for 5 years, long before dementia friendly Massachusetts even became into the radar. I also do a memory cafe, which I've handed off, and something I'd like to discuss as well. So really, really looking forward to this. I have a lot of ideas, and talking to the COA board and Carolyn, and just working on.
There's an article on the Memory Cafe that was just featured in the local paper over the last few days too. So I was
Very
looking at that with interest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard though to get people to come to the memory cafes. That's the hardest part of it. It's not hosting it, it's not having it, it's having them come out, want to come, be seen. So very excited.
Sounds good. I mean, if you've passed through the committee, which can be a tough area to do.
Tough lunch, but I'll tell you, it was a great process because it also taught me what I want and what I'm looking for and what I'm hoping to gain from all of this new experience. So I'm all yours. I hope you're looking forward to it, because I'm really excited to really dive right in.
I guess maybe, and Troy can tell me if this is the proper question for me to ask, is what is your longevity, or how long are you looking to work? Is that a good question, Troy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
My idea is to retire in Hadley. I was looking for a job, a position, a career to fulfill for the rest of my days. And I have a lot of years before I retire. So you might be having me at 80 years old coming into the center, but that's okay, because that's where I plan to be.
As the rest of the board can attest to, I like longevity.
I do too. And I
Yeah.
grew up that way. My father was in the Air Force. So, I mean, longevity was something I always strived for. Yeah.
Yep. It sounds like a plan to me. So I'm going to make a motion for us to hire Nikki as the head of the senior center, the director of the senior center.
Thank you.
Second.
All right. Motion by Joyce, seconded by Molly. Is there any further discussion? All right. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Roll call vote. Keegan,
Yes.
Chungalo,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Nevin Smith, and Iser.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome to Hadley.
Thank you so much. I will
Excited.
be on Friday to get all my paperwork together.
Excellent.
That's great. Nikki.
Perfect.
So much
Thank
for
you.
getting together and making a special time for me as well. I appreciate it. I'm here in Texas with my daughter, so she has a Mac computer. I'm like, where's the buttons? It's so different than what I'm used to. So I really genuinely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Looking
Alright.
forward to seeing you in person.
Me too. Take care.
Thank you. You
Alright.
also.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
All righty. So I just need a motion to adjourn, I believe.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion by Randy, seconded by Joyce. Roll call vote.
Just before we do that quickly, Carolyn, just in terms of items unforeseen, there was some correspondence over the weekend that you had shared with us relative to the housing court. And it might be helpful if, it's a matter of public record, I think, at this point. So if there is going to be any sort of press reaching out, we should probably make sure there's some protocol that we're following on that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I might have missed something. What came out?
If you check your email, it will have all that information.
When did that email go out?
Saturday?
Saturday?
Sunday?
Okay,
Sunday?
I'll double check because I have checked my email recently, but I'll look at it again.
All right, just let me know. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm just figuring we're probably going to start getting some phone calls or inquiries, so we want to make sure we're, again,
Well,
just.
It'll just be on the community page as we all see. So, yes.
Okay, I'll follow up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call vote.
I think we did that.
No,
Not yet.
not to
Oh, we didn't
adjourn.
finish. I interrupted.
Roll call vote. Keegan,
Yes.
Chungalo,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
and Nevin Smith. Sorry.
All right.